first things first, I'm going to explain the possible actions. Every turn, you can only take one action. So there's 4 different actions you can take. The first action is going to be able to, you can place a room type. So the rooms have a cost associated. These left 2 are free. These will be 1 and 1 respectively, and 2 and 2 respectively to place. So obviously in some cases you're going to need swans, and you're going to generate those over the course of the game. Here's how this works. If you place a tile, you're going to pick it up, and you want to try to match the swan to another door of the same color. Okay? What that will do is anyone who owns one of the tiles, and as you place the tile, you're going to put your token there. Anyone who owns the tile there or there is going to get a blue swan if it matches, for example. If the color does not match, that's illegal placement, but you won't generate any swans. Okay? If you place one that has a gray swan, like so, it would actually match. It's a wild, so it would match that color. So both players would get a purple swan. So let's say that red had it on here, and that one's placed as so each person would get a purple swan. Now, bear in mind also, if this is, both tiles are yours, you only get 1 swan. If both doorways are gray, then each player gets to choose their choice of swan color. Okay. All right. Also, some of the placement, some of the tiles, as you place things, might block off other things. So let's give you a better example here. Let's say this is placed over here, and this was placed after the fact. This is legal because there's at least 1 door connecting it, but it blocks off this room. Bear in mind, you want to try to connect rooms if you can. You want to connect all the doorways, because in doing so, you're going to get some completion bonuses for doing that, which I'll describe a little bit later. Okay? All right, so also, at the end of the turn, these are sliding down, so they're always going to get cheaper, and then we'll replace from the leftmost stack. Okay? All right. Also, we do have some downstairs rooms. The upstairs rooms have the light border, the downstairs rooms have the dark border, and those can only be connected to a stairway, like so, or other downstairs rooms connecting on the doorways. Okay? Notice that the stair tiles do not have swans, so when you connect to a stair tile in either direction, you don't earn swans. Okay? All right. The second action you can take is to place a stair tile or a hallway tile. Those are also free. There's no cost associated. Those are always available. Okay? Now, the third action is to pay 3 swans, and you can take one of the face-up room tiles here. Now, you would have to pay any additional cost if you wanted to grab something other than this one for some reason. So, typically you want to pick the one that's free. If you take that tile, and you take it to your board, put it face down, and put it in one of the 6 slots on your board. What that happens when you do that is it activates that ability. Some are immediate, some are end of game. Let's go through those now. So, the first 2 here are a swan cost reduction. What that means is any action that costs a swan, like these rooms for example, or these actions, will be 1 less swan you pay, 1 fewer swan, per thing that's activated. This is the entire rest of the game this is activated. Okay, so for example, if you had one of these activated, these two rooms here will be free. These will be cost of 1 each, and these will be actions will be 2 each. These abilities you stack if you've activated both. Okay. Now let's say you activate this one here at the bottom. As we continue through the game, moat tiles will be placed. Sometimes they'll block off your room. If you don't want that to happen, you want to try to complete your room, you might want to activate this to move those moat tiles somewhere else. That way your room might have a chance to be completed. Okay? It's not commonly used, but it might get you out of a pickle in some cases. This slot right here means you get 10 points at the end of the game. Okay? I'm going to skip these last 2 for now. I'll come right back to them here after I explain the 4th action. Alright, so the 4th thing is the favorite tiles. Okay? These favorite tiles look just like these. I'm going to explain this action here in just a second, but let me explain these first. Favorite tiles have an arrow showing the most of something or the fewest of something. So for example, this one is whoever has the most activity rooms will score 10 points. Whoever has the fewest stairs will score 15 points. Whoever has the most utility rooms, 10 points. Most red swans, 10 points. Bear in mind, if you tie with someone else, you score 0 points unless you have activated this ability. That's kind of like a tiebreaker. Any person who's tied that has this activated will score the full points. Let's say we have a 3-way tie for most red swans. If one of you has this activated, you would get the full 10 points, for example. If 2 of you have that activated, you both score those full 10 points. It's not divided out at all. Okay? All right, so this fourth action right here is you pay 3 swans and you take the top 3 tiles, which are your favorite tiles. They're just like these, and you take a look at them and you decide if you want to keep one. Okay? Bear in mind that if you decide to keep one, you have to slot it somewhere. So you place it like this. Unlike this that activates it, you slot it horizontally, it blocks this ability for the rest of the game. You cannot move these around, so you have to choose carefully where to put it. Most of the time people block off this one first because it's the least commonly used ability. Okay? And it's your choice to keep one, or you can keep none. Any that you don't want to keep are discarded down the bottom of the stack. So we explained the 4 different actions. Let me also go over some of the different additional completion bonuses. So as you complete rooms, you're going to get some bonuses. So there's different types of rooms. The top 5 here are immediate completion bonuses. So just going down the list here. So a purple activity room rescores the swans on all doorways that connect with the matching colors. So for example, over here, let's say that all these 4 doorways had matched. Let's say it was here and all the other ones matched. The last place tile, let's say it was a green match, like so, and that completed this tile right here. You would get the green for the match, for the placement, and you'd also rescore this room, so you get all of those again, provided they all match. Okay? That's how the living rooms work. Moving down here, we have this one, the food rooms. It allows you to take this favor action for free. So you take the top 3 tiles, take a look at it, and you can slot one if you so choose. Okay? That's for free. The sleeping rooms allows you to take this action for free, where you are going to be taking one of the face-up room tiles, put it in your board and activating one of your abilities. Okay? Hallway tiles allow you to grab 2 swans. So if you look at the hallway tiles here, each one of the hallway tiles has a certain set of color of swans. So for example, if you completed the hallway here, it'd be 2 green swans. Those are another way to get swans. Next one here is a downstairs room. If you complete a downstairs room, you're going to be able to get one of the secret swans from this bridge area right here. When you do it, you pick it up, you look at the color, and you put it face down and keep it in your collection. At the end of the game, it's going to help you with your set collection here of swans here. It also will help you complete any favors you've already either with a group or individually on your favorite tokens. These bottom 3 have long-term end-of-game scoring bonuses. I'm going to talk about those here in just a minute as part of the scoring process. Let me start at the top again. So as you place your tiles, you're going to take a token, and let's say you completed a yellow room. Or, sorry, placed one, I should say. As you place, you're going to place a token there on the first slot. As you place additional of the same room type, you slide over to the next one. If you get to the 3rd slot, you get a swan of that color depicted there. If it's gray, it's your choice. If you happen to get place the 5th room of a type or more, then you get a full 10 points at the end of the game. Okay? Let's say you completed all the room types, you get 10 points at the end of the game. 2 sets would get you an additional 20, so 30 points. A 3rd set, if you happen to manage that, would get you an additional 30 points, so 60 points total. Okay? That's how we do the row and column scoring. So we've talked about those. Let's touch on the completion bonus for stairs. If you complete stairs, you score 3 points for every connected downstairs room. Okay, so if you have a lot of interconnected downstairs rooms, a network of them, you can score a lot of points. On the other end, if someone places another set of stairs going back up, on the other side, they score the same number of points. Utility rooms are unique. So let's take a look at this utility room as an example. It's 3 points for every, whatever icon that is. In this case, 3 points for every red swan you have at the end of the game. So every utility room is a bit different and will score uniquely. The activity rooms are last tier. They score 7 points at the end of the game for every completed activity room. After we do those scoring, then we look at our swan sets. Bear in mind, these are unique colors. They don't have to be, like, for example, purple and green. It could be red and blue, for example, to score. You want to have just unique sets of those colors. So if you complete a set of 5 in all unique colors, you can get 10 points. You can have multiple sets. Okay? Last but not least, we move on to our favorite tokens. We store the ones that you guys are competing for as a group here. So again, whoever has the most of the activity rooms placed, etc., and we go on through those, resolving all those. Then we flip over your personal ones you may have collected that are in your slots, and we score those individually as well. Also, we're going to have moat tiles that come out. So as we take these room tiles, what we're going to do is we're going to slide them down so they get cheaper, and then we're going to fill back in from this leftmost stack of tiles. As those get depleted, they're going to reveal moat tiles. Every time thereafter, as a room is completed, the person who placed that tile will then place a number of moat tiles equal to how many moat tiles or icons are revealed here. So for example, after the first stack is revealed, we're going to be placing one moat tile at a time. Those are always placed orthogonally adjacent to an existing moat section. So for example, let's say that our first placement would be here or here, and then the next person who places one could either place it here or here. It's going to wrap around the castle on the outside edge, typically speaking. Bear in mind that you can never place a room tile or a moat tile that would block off the last upstairs doorway, unless it would then complete the moat and end the game. So the game does end, and the moat is either orthogonally or diagonally adjacent to itself. So we'll go ahead and get started here. So let's reset and we'll get started.